character.
Now this one is a little slimy.
This is a slimy character.
It's a little slick, you know, a little slimy.
It's a salamander. And the kids at OK Elementary right across from KAKE-TV are trying to make it the state amphibian. We'll tell you all about it coming up next. Barred tiger salamander should be designated the state amphibian. And leading the effort are our neighbors across West Street at OK Elementary. And joining us from OK School are Alice Potts and a group of salamander enthusiasts.
Alice, you've been with us before. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Well, OK is sort of our school. That's kind of
sort of adopted them.
Yes.
That's right. You're our partner school.
How did this salamander business get started?
Well, it actually began about a year ago. In March, my class, my second graders at that time, studied about the 5 animal groups with backbones. And we took a field trip to the Department of Environmental Management that's housed in the old courthouse.
That's here in Sedgwick County.
In Sedgwick County, right. And visited one of their learning resource centers. And part of that resource center was a barred tiger salamander. And I had never seen one before, and most of my students had not either, and they were just really fascinated with it. So when we got back to school, several of the children drew pictures of it, wrote little stories about it, and in our discussion, it was brought up that we didn't have a state amphibian, and I said no. But, you know, school children from Kansas have been responsible for getting the state symbols that we have, and so
like the box turtle,
right?
And what others have the school children?
The honeybee, the western meadowlark.
Oh, really?
And then there are other symbols too, like the sunflower.
And school children have gotten all of those things established. Well, that's neat. So the salamander was chosen then, to be the amphibian.
And we actually wrote some letters last spring to the Sedgwick County legislators, and had received good responses, but it was too late.
And so now we have a window to make the barred tiger salamander the official amphibian.
And we're doing it a little bit different also. Last year, just my class participated in this venture. This year, our entire school is involved in this project, and it's really exciting.
Well, I know you have your official T-shirts.
Yes, our T-shirts.
And what do you have in your hand there?
Yeah.
Well, I brought along a postcard. And I'll give each one of you a postcard. This is a nice picture of the barred tiger salamander. You can see some reasons why we have chosen him. He's just a very outstanding
He's just a marvelous
But I've lived in Kansas all my life, and I've never seen one of these guys running around. Where are these?
Well, they're kind of a shy, secretive animal, so you don't see them as much. Besides that, they need moist conditions in which to live. So you're not going to see them on a hot day on a Kansas street.
I know you have seen these before, because that day you were mad at me, you called me a slimy amphibian.
Well, now we want to talk to the kids because they have been studying this project, really doing a lot of research, and we have some spokespeople from the class.
These guys are serious too. I want you to know, these fellas and gals know what they're about. They got a mission. We're going to ask a question right off the bat of Justin Garcidiaz, who is in the audience with us today. Justin, will you tell us just right off the bat, what is an amphibian in the first place?
Well, an amphibian is an animal that has a double life in water and on land, and they have smooth, moist skin, and frogs, toads, and salamanders are all amphibians.
And they're under-recognized, aren't they?
Yeah. They're really the smallest of all of the animal groups.
They are.
They don't get their due credit.
Well, now we're going to meet Ryan Shore. Ryan, you have the microphone now, and we want you to tell us about the barred tiger salamander, please.
Well, it likes to live by smooth. It likes to live by lakes, and it sometimes adapts to other animals' homes.
So it'll sneak in there and live like my brother-in-law? I mean, it'll sneak in your house and live there and adapt to it? You know, my brother-in-law adapts to my house anytime he comes through town for several months.
No, when it's empty, they'd probably come in.
Oh, I see.
I see. Well, my brother-in-law does that. We'll be out of town. He'll come in and he's living there, you know.
Don't pay any attention to him, Ryan.
I think Ryan is talking about a prairie dog hole.
Oh, is that right?
Or a
is that where they
crayfish
live?
hole. Right.
Or crayfish.
Right.
Yeah, they like to sneak in those houses, huh?
But Ryan knows some more information about a salamander.
Did we interrupt you, Ryan? You go ahead and finish. Well, I'll make Mike be quiet.
Well, they are a little bit slimy, and
what kinds of things do they like to eat?
They like to eat anything that they can fit into their mouth, and their body juices digest their food. They don't have teeth.
Mm-hmm. Right. How would you recognize a barred tiger salamander? Can you tell us?
It has a smile on its face, and it's blackish brown and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's certainly interesting information.
I never knew amphibians smiled.
I didn't either.
This little guy does.
See? So if Mogey called me a slimy amphibian, that's not necessarily a bad name, is it? Okay, well, good. Well, David Hanson is with us, too. David, what have you learned about civics and government through this exercise of trying to get a salamander, the official state amphibian?
Well, some of the classes have now started learning how a bill becomes a law, and we're doing lots of projects. We're using different like social studies and geography through this project. So it's not just a one-thing project, because we're using geography to map out the places where we've been, where we've written letters to, and I think in the 5th grade social studies book, there's stuff about Kansas. We're learning the Kansas history about the barred tiger salamander, and also we had a representative come to our school and talk to one of the 1st and 2nd grade classes.
Who was that?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Representative Jonathan Wells.
So you learned a lot from how our representatives think and work. Well, Betsy Hughes, we want to ask you now, why should the barred tiger salamander, instead of all those other billions of kinds of salamanders that run around out there, be the state amphibian?
Well, the barred tiger salamander wears the state colors, which are yellow and brownish black. Some of the barred tiger salamanders are brownish black, others are black, just like the meadowlark, the bison, and the honeybee.
And that saves money on clothing for them.
And the box turtle. And he eats a lot of harmful insects, which helps our world so we can get away from all them. The barred tiger salamander wears a smile. If you look closely, you'll see a smile on his face. And he's also found all over Kansas. He warns us of pollution he drinks through his skin, and if he drinks harmful water, he'll get sick. And then we can tell by when he dies that we need to help our environment.
I see.
So he's sort of a barometer for how healthy the environment is.
Has a lot of positive qualities.
Did you have more, Betsy?
No, I'm
That's
done.
okay. Well, interesting information. Now we have a display you all have brought. Let's take a look at the things, and Alice, you can kind of lead us through. And you've been seeing shots of the actual salamander. What's this salamander's name?
His name is BT. It stands for barred tiger salamander. We wanted to choose a name that would not detract from his name, and so we chose that, thinking that it sounds like a candidate for office.
Does he bite or anything?
No, he's harmless. That's another feature that we think is a good aspect about him.
Let's take a look at what else you brought in the display.
Well, we brought a letter from the governor. The Governor Finney sent a letter to our student body, and she's supporting our campaign.
Oh, good.
And then we brought a copy of the bill, the House bill. We actually have a Senate bill also that will be introduced, but we brought just the copy of the House bill. It will be introduced by Tom Bishop, and in the Senate, it will be introduced by Mike Harris.
Did you all like hire a lobbyist or something to get this guy? I mean, this is going to be the smoothest piece of legislation I've ever seen. Usually there's a lot of debate about this kind of thing. You know?
Well, we hope it goes smoothly. No, we just contacted early the representative and the senator and asked them if they would introduce the bill, because see, this is one of the features that kept us from making a lot of progress last year.
Here are just some of the kids at OK Elementary who are involved in the project.
Yes, all wearing their barred tiger salamander shirts.
Right, and here's how you can help make the barred tiger salamander the Kansas State Amphibian. All you have to do is write to Attention Salamander, Kansas House of Representatives or Kansas Senate, Topeka 66612, and tell them that you would like BT to be the state amphibian.
Before we close here, I'd like to see a hand raised by all of our students from OK who believe fervently that the barred salamander is going to make it this year, okay? How many think it's going to happen? Well, I think we have unanimous.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Alice, and thanks to all of you from OK Elementary for joining us today. Good luck with the project.
It's our pleasure.
Long live the salamander.
And we will be back to talk to the wealthy barber in just a minute.